Meantime, Pringle says this.
The Honorable Prime Minister, his forcefulness, his decision making as a leader, I think it's something that, I think is quite.
Yeah. Except some in your party say it's dictatorial.
And in some cases you may see that, but at the same time, he's not afraid to grab the bull by the horn and to tame it.
Right. I think there are many who will agree with that.
Prime Minister, your reaction?
Well,
because Jackie Quinn says that you said, "Oh, he singled me out."
Well, to be honest, I didn't hear him prior. I only heard the clip when you played it here, so I didn't hear the program. So I can't say precisely what he discussed in the program. To be told, I don't listen to Observer Radio. Not even Twin Island nowadays. I mean, right now I'm just protecting my space, and Twin Island I don't have a difficulty with, but Observer for sure. I don't know how people listen to the vitriolic rhetoric morning, noon, and night. So I do not listen to Observer, period. So perhaps she felt that I may have heard Pringle before. But I read an article recently that DJ Eliza could have written for Pringle, in which he now trying to be apologetic. I don't know what he's apologizing about. If he wants to be a leader who will be taken seriously within the UPP, he needs to stand his ground. I said what I said. And what I said what I said. This is how I see it. And I stand by my position. Instead, he allowed him to write some article in which he was trying to backpedal and say that he was referring to George Walter as a former prime minister. No, George Walter was never a prime minister.
Correct.
So just literally bung-fungling the arguments. Just stand by your position. Don't let DJ Isaac et al. In the UPP treat you like some little boy. I mean, he said, hey, look, so is everything bad about Gaston Browne? If the man says that he admires a particular quality about me, why would they now want to get the man to go and
say otherwise?
Change his statement and belittle the young man. And Pringle, if you're going to be a leader, you have to stand up. Look, I found myself in many situations within the Labour Party, even before I became the leader, in which members of the party were forcing me to change my position. I tell them I'm not changing it because I think my position is a rational position. I remember one of the famous ones is when they said that the Wood Adley engines are old. Having consulted with a number of people, I spoke at the time to Ewart Haney, who told me that he saw the engines that came there, knew he actually raised the plastic and examined them and so on. I spoke to a gentleman there, Nicholas, who went to China and saw them manufactured new. And I said to my colleagues at the time, my then leader, Celeste Bird, I said, look, I don't have any information to confirm that those engines were manufactured old. In fact, the information that would have come to me is that they were manufactured new. They may not have been properly designed. I accept that. But for me to go and deceive the people of Antigua and Barbuda and to tell them that the engines are old, they're in some old ship and so on, I said to them, I'm not doing it. In fact, I recall being on a radio program, Insight, and the Labour Party people who called in and blazed me, put some cussing at me. I remember one occasion, Dave Ray, my dear friend Dave Ray.
He was here the other day.
Yeah, my good friend. He called and he put abusing at me. And they say, you have to toe the party line. They say, I'll toe party line, but I ain't towing no lies.
And the CIP?
So, CIP, look, numerous. But there was always a reason why I would have taken certain positions. Even with ABI Bank, I recall. When the bank was going down, they wanted the then leader of opposition, Celeste, to issue a public statement along with the then Prime Minister, Baldwin Spencer, to kind of calm the depositors and to prevent a run on the bank. And I recall when we were at North Street, you have many senior members in there saying, let the bank mash up. Don't do it, Lester. They called me and asked me to do it, and I did it. Now, the interesting thing about it, I subsequently became Prime Minister and then had a responsibility to resolve the bank. And had that same challenge in which I had to deal with the matter skillfully to prevent not only a run at the time, but also to prevent contagion within the region. So the point I'm making here, when you're bad-minded, these things come back to haunt you. And when you're magnanimous, they come back to benefit you.